Hey there. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, 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 everyone. It is the late night edition of Settle In Sunday. Come on in and have a quick chat with me on tonight for Settle In Sunday. It is the late night edition. Just wanted to pop on really quickly. It was impressed upon my heart to jump on and share with you for just a little bit. For those of you who may not be familiar with me, my name is Tammy Durden, international speaker, author, and image consultant. Come on in. If you're jumping on with me for just a little bit on tonight, let me know. Say hey, give me some hearts, some thumbs up, and let me know that you're on with me tonight for the late night edition of Settle In Sunday. Again, I just wanted to jump on for just a little bit. It was impressed upon my heart to share with you on tonight for Settle In Sunday. So come on in. Come on in. If you're on, let me know. I'm going to take just a minute, just a quick, brief minute to invite a few. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm not going to even invite others to join us. God says, no, just go. Hey, thank you, LaDon. Thank you for the love. So I'm going to be obedient and do what he says. So I'm Tammy Durden, international speaker, author, and image consultant. What professional women, female entrepreneurs, and women in ministry hire me to do is to help them push past setbacks and stagnancy to identify their authentic style and transform their image into something amazing. And so, hey Deirdre, thank you for joining. Hey LaDon, thank you for jumping on. So that's what I do. I'm the image maker. We transform your image into something amazing. Also, the other thing that I'm also excited to be really blessed to be assigned to do. I am the executive director and founder of Tammy Durden Ministries International. We're a global women's empowerment organization, and what we do is to help women push past setbacks, to identify their purpose, and we propel them forward to their divine destiny. One of the biggest things that we do every year is the Get Up, Dust Yourself Off and Win Women's Empowerment Conference. This year it's held in Houston, Texas. On October 5th. We're so super excited about it. We're having the worthiness experience. We're going to be talking about worthiness in relationships, in dating, in marriage, how to date properly, how to do it God's way, how to have a healthy, fruitful, abundant marriage. Hey, Cynthia Patterson, thank you so much for joining, sis. God bless you. And so we're going to be having the worthiness experience. If you haven't got your tickets yet, please go to, yes, thank you, Deirdre. I got the baddest team in the land, y'all. Go to getupandwin.com or bit.ly/getupandwin19 and grab your tickets. Yeah. Oh, you got to get that flower. Oh, yes, Cynthia. This was a gift. One of my church members blessed me with her. She and her husband went to Hawaii for a week to celebrate their anniversary. And she came back and gave me the hibiscus and told me that if I wear it on the right, I'm on camera, but it's really on the right side of my head. that means that I'm available. So sis, I am available right now and on the market. But I tell you what, after Get Up and Win on October the 5th, once we get all that godly wisdom about dating and relationships and how to do it right, I can see a shift coming. I'm going to have to shift this thing over to the left as my king shall find me, as I said earlier. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining. But God impressed it upon my heart. So I just wanted to jump on really quickly tonight. I said I wasn't going to jump on because it was so late, but God says no, jump on. So I want to just share with you a little bit about tonight. You're not alone. You are not alone. And oftentimes when we're in this life and on this journey, especially for those who are leaders and God has placed a mandate and assignment on your life, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a single mom, sometimes the enemy wants you to convince you that you're alone. Hey, Tiffany, thank you for joining. Hey, Thisha, thank you so much for joining. We're talking about you are not alone. And so oftentimes the enemy wants to convince you that you're alone, you're by yourself, nobody cares. And so the fact of the matter is that is so far from the truth. First of all, we know that God is with us. We know that that we're never alone simply because of the fact that God's presence is always with us. He's always with us. The Bible says he'll never leave us nor forsake us. And so oftentimes because life happens and things we experience and setbacks that happen, maybe you went through a bad divorce, maybe you were bankrupt and hit rock bottom, and I remember my situation, and everybody that I thought was my friends were nowhere to be found. They left me. They talked about me. And for a period of time, I felt so lonely. I felt, I love the Lord, born again, all that kind of stuff. I was a preacher at that time. And so when people left me, and I knew God was with me, but there were times that I felt so alone, and, different thoughts would come to my mind. But I want to remind you today, and in those times, I tell you, it was nothing but the grace of God that kept me. I, shouldn't be here today, but God kept me. I'm not going to get emotional, but God kept me. When the enemy tried to convince me otherwise, that my life wasn't worth it, and that I wasn't supposed to be here, and that I didn't deserve to be here. But God kept me because he had purpose for my life. And so I want to tell you that today, that God has a purpose for your life. That no matter what you've been through, no matter how low you've fallen, no matter what has happened, who left you, who has forsaken you, who's talked about you, no matter who's abused you, that God has you here for a reason, and you are not alone. There's still purpose in your life. God still has an assignment for you. There's something that he wants you to do. And so just because you're his child, you're his daughter, that you're worthy to walk that thing out. You're good enough. You're the best of the best, because you're a designer's original, and you are not alone. So even in your darkest hour, even in your darkest times, even when it feels like you're alone, you're not. God is right there. He's right there. He wants to love on you. He says, daughter, I have a good plan for your life. Don't you dare give up. Don't you dare throw in the towel. Don't you dare do it, because God says, I got you. God says, I got you. He says, I'm right here in it with you. I won't leave you. I won't forsake you. He says, all you have to do is ask. And so a lot of times we fail to ask God for what we need, or for what we want, or for what we desire. The Bible says that if we delight ourselves in him, he'll give us the desires of our hearts. So he's so gracious and awesome. Not just what we need, he'll give us the desires of our heart. And so I know that sometimes you can be surrounded by a group of people. Anybody ever been surrounded by people and you still feel alone? Yeah. Have you ever been married to someone? Oh my God. Living in a house with someone and you still feel alone. That's how I was in my second marriage. And we were together. We were in the same house. We were living in the same house. But how many of you know I was still lonely. I still felt alone. He was just a warm body, just another presence in the house, because when there is not true love present, you still feel alone. And some of us ladies are in these relationships, and some of us are and we've settled, and we're staying because we're comfortable and it's familiar, and we're lonely and we're depressed. And how many of you know we don't have to settle for that? We don't have to sit in that. We don't have to stay in that. God says, daughter, I want better for you. I have more for you. But it's up to us to make the decision to shift from that situation. Because the fact of the matter is we don't have to stay in that. God says, I'm with you. Don't be afraid to move. Don't be afraid to get out of it. Don't be afraid to leave the familiar. Just because you knew him, just because he's there with you, it doesn't mean that you have to stay in it. Right? Some of us are just living with somebody. We're not even married to them. Some of us are living with somebody and we're still alone, and we're still trying to hang on, and we're still trying to make it work. And God says, daughter, you don't have to feel that way. I'm all that you need. How many of you know that God is all that we need? He's all that we need now. When he sees fit to send our king, knowing that we don't have to be by ourselves, but when he sees fit to send the right one, and then that's when it's going to be right. That's when it's going to be complete. With my second husband, we would go on vacations. We would go to Cancun. We would travel, and we would go to different places. And we were together, but we weren't together. We could be in the same room, sitting across the same table from each other. Total silence, no conversation. And although because I still love to travel and I wanted to go see those places and I didn't want to go by myself, I would just, if he was my husband, why not? But I was lonely with a husband. And so, ladies, we don't have to settle for that. I can remember we would go it was my birthday. We went into a store and, y'all know I make a big deal about my birthday the entire month of April. Went into the store. He and I went into the store and I picked out what I wanted. And we walked up to the register so he could pay for it. The cashier looked at us and she said, "Oh my God, why are y'all so sad? Why do you look so sad?" And it hit me right there that even somebody on the outside, no matter how we just, tried to pretend and still, he was a minister, I was a minister. We were at the same church, at my father's church. So we're still having, trying to make the charade and, pretending go on. But all along, I was empty on the inside. And so that's my encouragement for you today, that even though we may be around crowds of people, circles of people, living in a house with somebody or living in a house with people, and we still feel alone, know that God is with you, but also know it's not the will of God for you to be in situations, in environments that you don't feel love, that are not healthy for you. Because how many of you know that's not healthy for you? Women, that's not healthy for you. And so although you think it may not be having an impact on your life, it's having an impact on your life, on your being and who you are and your mood. You're wondering why you're cranky and in a bad mood. I would be cranky in a bad mood, with him, and people will look on the outside, right? And be like, "Oh my God, you look like, y'all have a beautiful family, a beautiful marriage. Y'all working in ministry together." But they didn't have a clue that I was lonely and I was broken. I was miserable, right? All in that situation, because it was something that God did not ordain. That marriage was not ordained by God. It's something he and I put together, right? And so if you're in that situation and God didn't do it, God didn't put it together, you're still trying to make that thing work, whether it's on a job, whether it's in a relationship, especially in relationships. If you're in that situation, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up, and it's time to embrace the love of God that God has for your life, that He loves you. God wants what's best for you, and you don't have to continue in something that is literally eating away at you, killing you, taking all the life out of you, right? Because if you allow that to continue to fester and eat away at you, it's a cancer, and it grows and it grows, and it's eating away at your purpose, and it's eating away at your energy and all of that. Begin to embrace the love of God. Begin to know that no matter how you feel, that you are never alone, that God is with you. He won't forsake you, but it's time to awaken. It's time to awaken to the love of God. It's time to awaken to the presence of God in your life and know that He loves you. He has a purpose for you, and that you are never alone. You're never alone. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hey, Tiffany, good evening. Yes, you're never alone. Never, 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 never. Hey, Maverick, thank you so much for joining. Oh, God bless you, D. I'm grateful that this is a timely word. I've seen a couple of people say that God knows best. And again, in obedience, I just jumped on late tonight to share that with you all as God impressed it upon me to share it with you, that you are not alone. You're not alone. Just because you had that breakup, you're not alone. Just because the children have gone their way, and you're not alone. You're not alone. God is with you. He has a great purpose for your life. So be encouraged today. Continue to move forward. Continue to seek God. Continue to embrace the love that He has for your life, and know that you're not alone. So God bless you so much. I appreciate you for jumping on with me late tonight. Go, if you haven't already, please share the broadcast with somebody else. Share the broadcast on tonight. If you're live with me, God bless you. I appreciate you. If you're watching the replay or the watch party, I equally appreciate you. And I look forward to talking to you on tomorrow. So love you much. Have a great evening, everyone. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.